killer who police say is armed and dangerous. The chief talked with our Aaron Maben earlier today. He's live in Racine with the story. Aaron?
And when I talked to the chief earlier today, he called the suspect in this case dangerous and callous. Police believe that Terry Jackson killed a young mother of 6. Her body found in a car Sunday. Her family members tell me that she dedicated her life to her children.
It is a tragedy beyond measure for 6 children to be without their mother.
There's a growing memorial for Brittany Booker at 13th and Villa in Racine. It's where police say they found her body in her car Sunday morning.
I have no rhyme or reason for why you would kill someone.
Racine police say their suspect in Booker's homicide is Terry Jackson. Chief Maurice Robinson says police and U.S. Marshals have searched several locations in the city looking for Jackson.
We weren't able to locate him, but we were able to locate a vehicle that he'd been traveling in.
Police say they were already searching for Jackson before the homicide. The U.S. Marshals say he attacked Booker and another person in February, leading to arrest warrants.
We've been searching for him diligently, but somehow he's managed to elude us so far.
Police are tight-lipped about how the two were connected and what happened the day Booker died.
He was able to make his way into her home, and we won't discuss what happened subsequent to that, but at some point she left the home and we were able to locate her in a vehicle.
While police search for their suspect, Booker's loved ones are searching for answers and hoping the person accused of killing this mother of 6 is soon found.
This man is dangerous. He's callous. He has no regard for human life.
Authorities say as this manhunt continues, they continue to look for him, and if you see him, do not approach him. Right now, Crime Stoppers is offering a $2,000 reward. If you give them a call, you can remain anonymous. We're live in Racine.
Okay, you guys. So as you guys can see, we will be talking about this crusty, dusty, busted and disgusted dude that you guys see on the screen. His name is Terry Jackson, and he is a #1 suspect in the murder of this young lady, Brittany Booker. Okay, there is a backstory. He, back in February, beat Brittany and his ex-girlfriend, which is Brittany's friend, with a hammer. So I'm going to go over the backstory with you guys. I'm going to go over some Facebook posts that Brittany posted concerning the incident where she was beaten with that hammer back in February. And then I'm going to go over, this hood thing that we got going on within our community, where we as women sometimes tend to, want to reform these hood, violent criminals, jailbirds. And I hate to say that because, you got some people who truly do, go to jail or get caught up or whatever, based on like some traffic tickets or maybe, selling some weed or something like that. I'm not talking about those. I'm talking about the ones that are out here doing violent acts against other Black people, more specifically Black women and children. This is horrible. This woman should not be gone at 30 years old, okay? Because this crusty, dusty, busted, and disgusted Negro is just a demon, a devil. So let me go ahead and I got another video I want to play of Brittany's family and what they had to say about everything. Also, the most recent report was that they were unable to find this man because, he has been hiding out. He's still on the run. But as you guys can see on this picture, they did arrest a woman who was helping to harbor him. So I'm going to go over some facts about that as well. But before I do all of that, let me go ahead and get into the intro, and then I'll come back with my sentiments with the other video. 1 second.
for tonight?
I'm rooting for everybody black. I am. Betting on black tonight.
Lovely. You look great.
Welcome to Code Black Facts, where we talk about all things black to include news and viral videos, mental health, self-love, self-care, self-development, black women issues, crime stories, and black history. If you are interested in any of these topics, please subscribe to my channel, like, share, and don't forget to comment below. Thank you.
They say it's a black thing, run deep in the roots. Blacker the berry, baby, the sweeter the juice.
Okay, so the backstory with this Dusty, I have been doing some reading and pulling up different news reports that I could find. I went to her Facebook page to try to pull up some stuff there as well. So Brittany Booker, she is no longer with us anymore. Okay, you guys, Brittany Booker was attacked back in February. This dusty, crusty demon devil that you guys see on the screen, he attacked Brittany and Brittany's friend, which Brittany's friend happened to be the guy, dusty, crusty, busted and disgusted dude you see on the screen. Brittany's friend is his ex-girlfriend, reports say. So back in February, Brittany went over to, I guess, her friend's house where he was at, and they had got into some type of domestic dispute, and Brittany was over there and she was trying to call the police on him because I guess he had put his hands on her. And so she was attacked, and he attacked both Brittany and Brittany's friend with the hammer. You guys, and I just want you guys to let that sink in. Just imagine this. Brittany is probably my size. I mean, I don't know how tall she is, but she's a petite woman. She looks to be a petite woman. She looks to be maybe 115, 120 at the most, maybe around 5 something or whatever. But she's a smaller woman. She's a petite woman. And this guy here is 5'9", 210 pounds. So just imagine this guy coming down full force, busting this woman and her friend in the head with a hammer. I just want you guys to let that sink in. Okay? So Brittany survived that attack. Her and her friend survived that attack. Okay? That was back in February. Now, Brittany, on Sunday, this past Sunday, I believe what was Sunday, the 21st, the 22nd, she was found not here anymore, gone, murdered in her car. Okay? And as you guys can see from the news report, the police officers say that this guy somehow got into her home. And then, of course, he didn't give any more facts after that. And they believe that he is, of course, he's the number one suspect. They believe that he off Brittany. Now, let me read you the Facebook post that I was able to find. This is her Facebook post that she did back on March the 5th. Now, remember, she was attacked with a hammer back in February. So on March the 5th, she's addressing people who are going around talking about, that this guy is basically trying to justify what he did. So she says, I have not publicly spoke on this, but anybody who want to defend a man that beat me and my friend with a hammer need to unfriend me now. I had my damn daughter in my arms the first couple of hits and ain't do SHIT to him. I didn't even touch him. He attacked me and said, BITCH, you not calling the police on me, and hit me, even chased me while I knocked on doors, begging them to help me. I could be dead right now. My friend could be dead right now. All y'all stories and what y'all heard need to cut it. It was never because she cheated. Neither it don't even matter what anybody did. Once a man picked up a hammer, he left me with a concussion, over 20 staples in my head, and a fractured skull with a small bleed on my brain. Literally left us for dead. Y'all can go the F to hell, ISTG. Y'all make it so hard to not speak on things these days. F y'all. So that was from Brittany back on March the 5th. And a few months later, you guys, Brittany is no longer with us. And Terry Lee Jackson Jr. is the prime suspect. Okay. Now I want to get into this hood thing that we got. Some of the ladies that are from that type of community, we all, are socialized when it comes to our men. And I'm talking to Black women. I'm talking about Black women. When it comes to Black men, we are socialized to give them another chance, believe in them, support them. The white man is trying to hold him down. It's the white man's fault. Um, we have to uplift them, be supportive. You know, when the white man is dragging them all up and down the streets and dragging them all over the media and propaganding them to death, we have to, go out and just be understanding and, all of this kind of stuff. And what happens is, there are young girls who get that mess mixed up. And instead of, men who truly deserve to, have our support, instead of those men, it's men like this that are supported. And the reason why I say that, you guys, is because I found something that said that his ex-girlfriend, which was Brittany's friend, she literally was taking this dude to court. So she had went to pick this dude up to go to court. So that within itself, it's like, dude, you don't even have enough respect for a woman who's trying to help your broke, dusty, crusty, busted and disgusted butt. She's trying to take him to court, and then he goes upside her head then. And then I guess sometime later the hammer incident happened. But it's like, this woman shouldn't have even been with this dude. Like, dudes like this, you can't help. Again, I understand. I'm sympathetic to many young girls and women who are literally socialized to pray for their man, believe that the Black man can change and that the Black man should have another chance, and that, and a lot of these girls, think too that, oh, I'm gonna get a Jay-Z, I'm gonna get a Nipsey Hussle, I'm gonna get a 50 Cent, one of these reformed jailbird prison dudes, these dudes that done time, been to jail for whatever. Some of them have been to jail for violent crimes. I think Jay-Z went to jail one time for stabbing somebody, and then he ended up getting with Beyonce because he's a reformed, hood dude that was able to change his life around and, create a craft that he became good at, and so good at that, he was able to build a billion-dollar empire. The fact of the matter is, those cases are very far and few and in between. And as a woman who is mature, who is, not really too around the same age as Brittany Booker. Brittany was 30 years old. I have to stand up and I have to be honest to Black women about these type of dudes in the Black community. And in doing so, I have to be honest and say that the chances of getting a Jay-Z, a Gucci Mane, a Master P, one of these reformed dudes that, made it out the hood, and yeah, he got into some trouble, but he made it out. Like, the chances of getting with one of those is far and few and in between. There's no hope. And see, I know I can get, attacked, because there's a lot of dudes that's been done some time. And when we talk about, not giving another chance, and we talk about we don't believe in prison reform, or we talk about, we don't believe in all of this, then we get attacked. And see, this only happens to us, right? You don't see Asian women out here talking about, oh, reform Asian men that's been to jail. You don't see none of these other groups of women talking about that. It's only among Black women are we socialized to give these type of people the time of day. And I have to go back to, this woman was literally Brittany's friend, who he also attacked with the hammer. She gave this man a ride to court. Now, I don't know the background behind that. I can only assume that she was trying to help him out. I can only assume he probably called her with a sob story. I can only assume that the relationship was already over, that maybe she was in fear, because he's clearly dangerous. I can only assume so many different things. I can only assume that maybe when she found out that he was as dangerous as he is, she attempted to break it off. I can only assume that, when he first got into the trouble with the domestic violence against her, that she was afraid of him. So, like, just imagine you get into it with somebody, you call the police on them, and then they show up at your house. What you gonna do? You gonna just curse them out? Or you gonna do what they say and take them to wherever they need to go and drop them off or do whatever? I mean, again, I don't know the circumstances surrounding everything. I can only assume. But we got to be honest. We really do. Like, I really, really, really hate to say this, because I get it. We got brothers, we got dads, we got uncles, we got cousins, we got, all of these dudes somewhere in the family that has done some time, or been to jail, or been in trouble with the law, or was wrongly accused of something. Like, I get it. I get that, there are a segment of Black men that have been wrongly accused, wrongly jailed. So as women, we are taught to, oh, support our man because it could possibly not be true. Oh, give him the benefit of the doubt. Oh, pray for him, stay down with him, ride with him, be there for him, support him, encourage him, try to uplift him and help him. And you got women out here teaching other women to be like that for men. And again, these girls get it twisted, because they think that, oh, well, I got to be like that for my men or the men in my past. And it's like, no, sis, you don't. If this dude is dusty, crusty, busted, disgusted, he got violent crimes on his rap sheet, no, sis, you don't. Let the streets believe in his ass. Leave him to the streets. Because it's always the women in the community helping these dudes out, believing in these dudes. It's always. And then they turn around and do what he's done. And like I said, you got women who stay in certain areas who are not fortunate enough to be up out of them areas. I mean, I thank God I'm fortunate enough to live where I want to live. Whatever neighborhood I want to live in. I'm fortunate enough to pick and choose. Okay, what's the medium income you got? Okay, I can be over there. I'm fortunate enough to be able to do that. But I understand that I have many sisters that are not. They got to live where they can afford. They got to be in areas and neighborhoods where they can afford. So because of that, you have dudes like this that have more access to them, that can go over to them and sweet talk them. Oh, they lied on me. Oh, what you heard isn't true. A lot of times these women are not doing background checks. I mean, let's just be honest. Who out here really doing background checks? But then if we were to preach background checks, then we would be what? Scrutinized for it. This is scary. and I'm trying to be as diplomatic as possible, because I really want to be like cursing, every other word is a curse word, because it triggers me. This really triggers me. This woman is gone. She is no longer with us. She had 6 kids. These babies got to grow. And what kind of look? Okay, so we got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. You got 5 black boys on the screen. 5 black boys on the screen. So she's out here having black men. She's out here putting black men, into the world. And what does she get in return? Are we going to talk about that? Are we going to talk about that? How are these young boys, how do you think they're going to grow up, you guys? How? What are the chances of all of these boys growing up to be good, upstanding men? Or what are the chances of them growing up to be extremely angry because their mother is no longer with us? What are the chances of them growing up having a hatred towards their own, possibly, because their own took their mother out? See, we don't talk about that. What are the chances of these young boys, black boys? We sit up and talk about black boys, black men, this, that, and the third. Right now, you have different content creators bringing up the discussion about whether or not black women should be having black boys, and they're being attacked for it. But then look at what's happening. And we can't say, oh, well, it's the mama, it's the this, it's the that. F that. This man is 42 years old. He know right from right. You mean to tell so on that logic, that is to say that biologically that there is something wrong with a man who doesn't know that to murder somebody is bad. Like, we not gonna blame that on a 42-year-old's mama. Like, we not. Because he know. And this wasn't his woman. This was his ex-girlfriend's best friend. So he's taking out his anger out on her because she was merely trying to stop him from beating her friend with a hammer. And see, I'm gonna tell you why he took it out on her. You got dudes like this that's 40-something years old. They ain't never been nothing, ain't gonna be nothing. They have nothing to look forward to in life. They have been beat down, drugged out by the man, but they go into black society and take it out on black men, women, and children. And then you got people like me getting on here advocating for the black community, advocating for the black family, advocating for black children, advocating for black women, advocating for black men who are not dusties like him, but the real ones, because he ain't even a man. And then I also got to get on here and report on things like this. And I'm a black woman. This touches me. Now, I don't mess with no dusties. I don't. That ain't me. I don't. But I do understand that you have women in certain areas who that's really, that may be all they have to choose from. They may not even know the whole story of some of these dudes. Some of these dudes, they see, they are able to be conning and they believe these dudes and think that these dudes is going to, turn out to be a Jay-Z or a Nipsey Hussle or one. I mean, I don't even know. I don't even know. And see, men know that women, especially, and this is another thing. A lot of women who are in situations where you have children, because a lot of women who have children are preyed upon. You got men that'll get close to you so that he can get close to your kids. Or you got a man that'll try to get close to you because he thinks that you're desperate enough to give him the time of day. You're desperate enough to believe in him. You're desperate enough to help him. You're desperate enough to believe his lies. My stomach turns just looking at this Negro. This young woman should not be gone. Not the way she went out like that. So this is the lady on the screen here, you guys. Actually, let me play I'm gonna play the family, what her family have to say. We're gonna come back and I'm gonna go in on this woman right here, and then we're gonna get out of here.
Racine, police found her body Sunday morning in her vehicle near 13th and Villa.
How are her children doing?
They're doing. No one is doing good right now.
Investigators say one of Booker's friends was involved in an abusive relationship. They say in February, when Booker helped her friend, the friend's boyfriend attacked her with a hammer. That time, Booker survived. 2 months later, police say that same man came back and killed her.
She didn't deserve it. He didn't have to do her like that. She didn't deserve it.
Booker leaves behind 6 children, the youngest 2 years old.
One thing that I'm going to miss is her telling me that she loved me.
Did she end every conversation like that?
Every conversation. Even if it wasn't a conversation, it's just, I love you.
I don't really know what to say. I miss my cousin like crazy. That was my favorite cousin.
So instead of him taking out his frustrations on the real people who's keeping him down, he takes it out on women. There are a lot of these crusties like that. They have there's no base in their chest for the man, but they got all the base for the woman. And I truly believe, you guys, that dudes like this, crusties, because he ain't no man, crusties like this, they sit up and they marinate on the fact that they're a failure. This man is 42 years old, you guys. 42. The average age of a black man, I believe, is like 62 or something like that. So this dude is almost out the door. Statistically, on average. And so he's sitting up looking at life. He's walking around. I can feel it through the picture on the screen. I could just feel the energy. Negro walking around. He's got all this pent up anger inside of him. He can't wait to explode on somebody. It's a lot of them walking around like that. A lot of them. And the minute he gets a chance to let that out, he lets it out on either another black man, 9 times out of 10, because you got black men out here killing each other left and right every single day, on the hour, all the time. So he's going to either take it out on another black man, he's going to take it out on a black woman, or he's going to take it out on a black child. Let's just be honest. So I'm going to get on out of here. But this lady right here is said to be the lady that was aiding and abetting him. She was harboring him. Now, he is still on the run. Okay, Terry Jackson is still on the run. They have not caught him yet. But apparently, police must have got some type of a tip. I don't know. It didn't really say. But she was arrested. Now, what I can assume could have happened is that maybe when he did commit, allegedly take this woman out of here, Brittany, he probably showed up at this woman on the screen's door. Her name is Diamond Hood is her name. He showed up on her doorstep and probably forced his way in and probably made her allow him to be. Because he's dangerous. So he's desperate. He's looking for anywhere. He's on the run. Now, I would hate to believe that another black woman who know this man is wanted got her funky ass, and I'm sorry, you guys, and I'm not talking about her specifically. I'm just saying I would hate that another Black woman would have her funky, nasty, crusty, dusty, and disgusted ass sitting up with this man knowing he's wanted for, number one, beating 2 women with a hammer, and number 2, offing the other one months later. I would hate to believe that somebody would do some mess like that. I would just hate to believe that. So again, they didn't give the details surrounding this woman. I mean, you know, like I said, I would assume that he probably showed up at her house and he forced his way in and made her basically allow him to be there. And somehow she was able to get him to leave, maybe. And, you know, when they got to her house, he wasn't there. Maybe she took him somewhere after he committed the crimes. I mean, because again, even if somebody commit a crime and you give them a ride somewhere, you can still be implemented in helping them in that crime. So who knows? We won't know everything until it all come out. But I just wanted to speak on this because you guys, this is a problem. I do believe in you know, reform, but the type of reform that I believe in is not what you normally would hear about. Okay? I don't believe in somebody goes to prison or jail and then they get out and then now they're reformed. I don't believe in that. I think that there are so many tools that they have to be equipped with before they even come out. And then when they come out, there are other tools that they have to want. If they have no want, then throw them to the dogs. Because the system can't want it more for you than you want it for yourself. Your mother, your dad, your family, your kids, your whoever can't want more for you than you want for yourself. It starts with the person. And that's just coming from a therapeutic standpoint. Therapeutically, if someone comes into an office and I am counseling that person and they do not want to be helped, they don't want the counseling, I know I cannot make them. I cannot coerce them into receiving. Even if they're court ordered, I can't make them do anything. I can't coerce them into doing anything. They have to want it. They have to want to talk about it. They have to want to open up. So using some of that same logic, if a person wants to be reformed, they have to first want it for themselves. I don't believe every person can be reformed. I don't believe, and to be quite honest with you, depending on how long they've been in, depending on their mindset, circumstances, what they're going home to, all of those factors go into how a person can be number one, reformed, and number two, stay that way. This dude is a throwaway. He's done. He's done. He's done. He's done. I think I read one report where they say he's facing like 100 and something years or something like that. Like he's done for. And he could have took this type of aggression and violence, and this type of demeanor could be used like on like a military force or something like that, but you use it towards your own people, women and children. That's disgusting. But like I said, once again, he's sitting up mad, ain't worth nothing, ain't nothing. He didn't wasted his life. He has nothing to show for it. And he's walking around boiling. Don't want to go back to jail. Y'all saw the post that she said that when he hit her with that hammer, his main thing was that he said to her that he didn't want her to call the police on him, which means he don't want to go to jail. Notice that he's out here running from the police, the very people he should be standing up to, since he's got so much aggression and he's so violent and he's so tough. But no, it's easy to stand up to a tiny woman and her friend with a hammer. So my heart goes out to Brittany Booker and her family, her friends, her loved ones, anyone who may come across this that know her. I pray for you guys. Like, this really touched my soul. It really did, because I mean, like I said, I see, there's a lot of characteristics that I see. She's small, petite, like I am. She's pretty. She, got a little style or whatever. Like, I mean, I can't. I just. So, anyways, I'm going, you guys. I hope you guys enjoyed the video. You guys tell me your thoughts. Don't forget to check out the description box. I'm going to put some of the news reports that I found in the description box, just in case you guys want to check them out for yourself. And also the tip line, because you can, if you know where this guy is, you can call Crime Stoppers and report his whereabouts. And I believe her family set up a GoFundMe for her children, because again, she does have 6 beautiful children, and they are going to, of course, need some aid during this transition, and things like that. So I will put all of that in the description box. But again, I hope you guys have a good night, and until next time, peace.